They take a bunch of protons, they accelerate it in the ring, and then they smash. अगर GSOC नहीं होता, then I wouldn't have been in CERN now. मतलब masters applications are like one of the most time consuming and very stressful phase yet of my
Right, right.
life. Would you like to be back? And I was like, oh wow, कि ये अगर मिल गया, then you are here at CERN forever.
We are talking about that time when there was no chat GPT or
No chat GPT,
stuff.
nothing.
Software developer corporate job की उम्मीद से ही college में थे. Is there a place for me at CERN? European Organization for Nuclear Research, also known as CERN, operates the largest particle physics laboratory in the world. It is the site of the widely popular Large Hadron Collider, the world's largest and highest energy particle collider. Working at CERN is a dream for many, and today I have with me Sanjiban Sengupta, who is working as a doctoral student at CERN. He started as a student developer with CERN as a part of the Google Summer of Code, and now this year he has joined CERN as a full-time doctoral student. Let me add him to the stage and let's discuss his journey. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk with Ankur Khandelwal. हाय संजीवन भैया कैसे हो आप?
Hi, yaar. Hello. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? It's very nice to see you after a long time.
यस सेम हियर. कितने साल हो गए आपसे मिले एंड ग्रेट टू कनेक्ट अगेन.
Yep. Yep. It's really good.
सो कैसा लग रहा है? आप अभी कहाँ पे हो एंड हाउ आर यू फीलिंग?
फिलहाल तो I'm at a place in the library at CERN, which it's called a sound box because there we can like do meetings and like it's a place which is like it has like good noise cancellation place. So filhal I'm there.
ओके.
But like yeah, I'm at CERN. It's in Geneva in Switzerland, and I'm here as a doctoral student. So मैं अपना PhD कर रहा हूँ, but like I'm affiliated to the University of Manchester, but like CERN is funding my PhD, so I'm stationed here for the entire duration of my doctoral project. So
ओके.
yes.
Yeah, that's great. So I'll get into your complete journey of reaching CERN and what work you are doing there. But
Mhm.
उससे पहले I would like to have a discussion about your background, like how you started, like right from your childhood. So बताइए आप कहाँ से हो, कहाँ पे schooling की, क्या करते थे उस time?
Okay, so I grew up at a town called Raukela, which is in Odisha, and yeah, I did my schooling in DAV. It's like DAV Public School in Raukela. About CERN, I feel like I first heard about CERN when I guess I was in like standard seventh or eighth, and like it was some chapters where we were learning about the internet, and I found out okay, this is a place where the world wide web was invented. उस टाइम पे ऐसा कभी सोचा नहीं था कि even I will get to be here. Even like okay, like होता है ना कि सबका एक होता है कि hope होता है कि I will become an astronaut or I will become something very
Mm-hmm.
great. So एक था कि हाँ, if I can be there someday, but I
Mm-hmm.
like that was not in like one of the checklist kind of stuff.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
like after my schooling over there, I went to Triple IT for my bachelor's, and well, hobbies. I mean, स्कूल में तो थे कुछ ना कुछ, बट जो एक कंसिस्टेंट रहा है वो है थिएटर. लाइक जो स्कूल में भी आई वाज एक्टिव इन द ड्रामेटिक्स क्लब देयर, एंड कॉलेज में भी. स्कूल
Mm-hmm.
टाइम पे आई यूज्ड टू लाइक एनी like I we used to go to classes for like tabla. So मैंने tabla सीखी थी for about 3 years, and I used to learn like fine arts as well, like painting as well. But yeah, the one
Mm-hmm.
that stuck for a long time was dramatics, because thankfully I'm also doing dramatics here at CERN. I was like, we had a production this year where I was in
Mm-hmm.
the cast, and yeah, we are doing some more work, some another production for next year as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's in the hobbies part.
So we are not talking to just a doctoral student, but He's a writer, he's a artist, he's a um, और क्या क्या बताए थे मैं भूल भी गया.
It's fine.
So
मतलब इम्पोर्टेंट अभी तक तो वही दो ही चल रहे
musician.
हैं, so it's fine. It's वही दो चल रहे हैं, I would say.
Hmm. So on
So
that note, I would like to mention that Sanjivan Bhaiya was my immediate senior at Triple IT Bhubaneswar, and I got to participate in a street play as a part of our film and theater society. So that was amazing, and great to see that you're still carrying that forward to CERN at Switzerland. So that's amazing. So are you
it's like,
still part of? Yeah, sorry.
no, I just wanted to share that it was uh, very interesting way how I found out, because so when I started at CERN, the theater, the like the dramatics club here, that was not an official club at that point of time.
Mm-hmm,
And so initially what happens is at CERN, if you have a club, it stays like an unofficial period. Then if there are sufficient people who are interested in that club, then gets an official status, and then like you can do production and you can do performance and everything. So when I
mm-hmm,
so there is a website where you can see what are the clubs at CERN. So just when I started in January and I was in that website, I did not find a club who was doing anything on dramatics. I was like, okay, there is no dramatics here. Okay, that's not very good. But like I was
okay.
walking past through one of the corridors, one random corridor, and like I just saw in my peripheral vision, okay, something on dramatics. Okay, what was that? And then I saw, oh, okay, there is some place, some people, there
Mm,
is some society, some club who's doing something. And then I remember it was the 26th of January, Republic Day, because we, like the Indian people at CERN, we were like gathered on just like celebrating the day. And then I was like, okay, let me try this club today. It was improv though, not exactly theater. And
mm-hmm,
then I found out, okay, there is dramatics theater happening this year, because it was not official, so we did not know beforehand, but it is there. So I was like,
mm,
okay, finally I found my people. Finally I found my place.
that's great.
So that
Mm-hmm.
was fun. That was interesting.
So I'll go back the timeline a bit again.
हाँ.
So till 10th, you had anything in your mind कि मेरे को ये करना है बड़े होके ऐसा कुछ था?
So मेरा ये था कि स्टैंडर्ड फोर्थ फिफ्थ तक कि डॉक्टर बनना
हम्म,
है. एंड देन
ओके,
आई वाज लाइक कि नहीं यार, बायोलॉजी तो हो नहीं रही है. फिर था
ठीक है.
कि फिर देखा जाएगा, कुछ तो करेंगे. फिर देखा कि हाँ,
हम्म,
कंप्यूटर साइंस थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है.
हम्म,
And like my father also used to do some, like my father worked in the IT department of of a ceramic company, so he knows
हम्म,
IT very well, so he used to teach me stuff in IT. So that sounded
हम्म,
interesting. So then I was like, okay, IT is working out for me, so
इसमें, ओके.
let's keep in computer science. So yeah,
हम्म,
after 10, I was like, okay, computer science is the goal, which sounds clear. No, actually, sorry, I missed something.
हम्म,
After doctor, I was very interested to be a lawyer. I don't know. I saw some show in TV
हम्म,
about a lawyer, about a courtroom drama, and like I was so fascinated.
हम्म,
Yes, lawyer sounds so interesting. So from doctor to lawyer, and there's like no lawyer, I'm not capable of that, and like I'm not capable of arguing on that, like I'm not capable of thinking on that instinct, on that quick instinct. I don't have that, so not happening again.
ओके,
And
वाह. हम्म,
biology and chemistry मेरी बहुत weak थी. The doctor was also out of my scope. So I was like,
हम्म,
okay, now I'm good in maths and CS and physics, so computer science sounds good. So
ओके.
so that's how I think. Yeah.
So after 10th, you were very clear कि okay, I have to give JEE, then I have to go to a good
हाँ.
college,
हाँ.
and so so I can assume that till joining Triple IT, it was you have to become a software developer. You might get a job in some
हाँ. हाँ. हाँ.
uh,
True, true,
corporate,
true.
and तब तक ऐसे कुछ नहीं था कि I will be doing research and some crazy
कुछ नहीं
stuff at.
था. ये मेरे फाइनल ईयर तक मेरे प्लान में नहीं था कि आई विल बी इन रिसर्च, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. लाइक हाँ यार, मेरा वही था कि
Hmm,
लाइक हाँ, कंप्यूटर साइंस में रहना है, सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग इज साउंड्स कूल.
hmm,
आफ्टर फर्स्ट ईयर ऑफ कॉलेज आई लाइक मेरी थोड़ी इंटरेस्ट थी मशीन लर्निंग पे, दैट आई वुड से.
hmm,
लेकिन ये प्लान में, आइडिया में नहीं था कि रिसर्च डायरेक्शन में जाना है. आई वाज लाइक हाँ, मशीन लर्निंग डेवलपमेंट इज आल्सो साउंड्स कूल. सो
hmm,
मशीन लर्निंग पे रिसर्च इंटरेस्ट थी. बट रिसर्च का कोई आइडिया नहीं था, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। वो एक्चुअली हुआ व्हेन आई फर्स्ट केम टू सन एज अ समर इंटर्न, एंड आई वाज लाइक ओके, रिसर्च इज समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी कूल एंड I find very interesting, and
Mm-hmm.
it aligns with my skills, and like it aligns well with my interests. So research sounds
Yeah.
good. To be very honest, like before coming to Sun, I did not even have planned to do masters or a PhD. Like मेरे मन में था
Mm,
कि कभी करेंगे, अभी तो नहीं,
mm,
अभी फिलहाल जॉब करना, थोड़ा इंडस्ट्री एक्सपीरियंस गेन करनी है. But
mm.
after coming to Sun, I had that very strong motivation. Okay, I need some more education, some more knowledge to like
Right.
to better become a bit better in the machine learning domain and AI domain and all. So
Okay.
I would say, that was how it was. Yeah.
You joined CERN as a student developer in 2021, right? In as a
Um,
part of the GSOC.
yes, I participated in GSOC in 2021 for Sun. Yeah, Sun.
Okay, you joined Triple IT in 2018. So, can you tell me about how you applied for GSOC for the first time? Like how you got to know and then applying specifically for CERN, getting selected. Yeah, can
Mhm.
you make me go through that journey?
Right. Yeah. To be honest, like I knew there is a event, or there is like a competition called GSOC,
Mm-hmm.
like something called GSOC before starting college. But to be honest, I did not have very much clear idea about it until my first year of university. So I'm thankful to some of the very good seniors I got. Yeah, they were the ones who first introduced, and like how open source development works, what is GitHub, what is Git, everything. Like we had
Yeah.
we had so much of this nice like workshop sessions when I was in my first year.
Mm-hmm.
Jisme like I found out about all this.
Okay.
So I remember when I was like finishing my second year, and like that like just the first onset of COVID, and
Mm-hmm.
I tried applying in GSOC. I was rejected, but again I got to learn a lot. Like okay, how everything gets like how do you contact the organizations? How do you make better open source contributions? How do you plan a project? How you make a proposal? Everything.
Mm-hmm.
The second time I did in Sun, the major reason was, to be honest, yeah, like एक होता है ना कि with time you get more clarity on the work that you actually want to do. And so I found this 2 3 projects which are very interesting. Actually, not even 2 3. There were like 5 6 projects from different sub orgs. Like one from one sub org, there were two from another sub org that I found, which are very interesting and like very close to what I was studying on that particular time. So I was like, yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
sounds interesting. And I was like, कि
Okay.
हाँ इसमें कर सकते हैं. And so
Mm-hmm.
CERN का process usually क्या होता है कि you contact the mentor on the project that you find interesting, because like usually for all other open source projects you have to do some first contribution, you have to get to know the organization, the people, and then you can try approaching them even for a GSOC project. But the problem with
Right.
Sun is because it's an umbrella organization, every sub org has different rules. So there are
Mm-hmm.
some there are some sub orgs जिसका like मतलब it's not very easy to just be a beginner and like just start directly contributing to it, because it's a bit of like the learning curve is not that easy to just start doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
instead, how they used to do is that if you contact the mentor has prepared some like beginner task for you, or like some
Mm-hmm.
challenges for you, so you can, or like maybe some open source contributions, and then you're supposed to solve them, or like code them, and then you send that to the supervisor, or to the supervisor, the mentor, and then they evaluate it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they shortlist a group of people, and then they help you to write up the proposal, and at the end you submit the proposal, and for the usual like they decide whom to pick. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I contacted like 5 6 people, 5 6 different 5 6 mentors from different projects. So I shortlisted this 5 6 different projects within
Mhm.
like the CERN HSF organization, and then I tried contacting them. Like GSOC application में आप सिर्फ
Mhm.
3 ही डाल सकते हो, like सिर्फ 3 प्रोजेक्ट ही आप लिस्ट कर सकते हो anyway. So मुझे शॉर्टलिस्ट ऐसे भी करनी थी. So I
Mhm.
contacted the mentor, and then they gave me some like initial task to like work on, and then I worked on it. Like the interesting part was just before the deadline, not before, like about, I guess, like 1 week before the deadline. So the supervisors of that project, so they mentioned it to me. So like I applied
Mhm.
into, I was like in कि 2 different projects में मुझे करनी है.
Mhm.
उस टाइम तक मुझे ये मेरी ये प्लान थी. सो उस 2 डिफरेंट में से एक प्रोजेक्ट, उन उन दोनों का सुपरवाइजर्स अलग अलग लोग थे. ठीक है.
Mhm.
तो उस एक प्रोजेक्ट के सुपरवाइजर ने बोल दिया कि यू आर इन द बैकअप. सो
Mhm.
लाइक वी हैव someone who we want, like who is at a higher priority than you. So like if they deny getting,
Mhm.
like they don't get accepted to our project, then we'll take you, or else we will prefer that person. So it's like okay.
Okay.
So ये तो
Mhm.
almost feel like I should
Mhm.
not consider that then to be an option as at least. And
Yeah.
the other project जो थे उसमें the supervisor said like your work is good, but there are too much competition in this project. So
Mhm.
instead I would suggest उन, so वो और दो प्रोजेक्ट के को लीड कर रहे थे. So he
Mhm.
said, instead, I would say if you can write up a draft proposal for the other two projects, it would be good.
Mhm.
Like we can do the examination later on, but if you can just draft up a proposal and submit, we can, because ज़्यादा time था नहीं. It's like
Okay.
1 week शायद से था till by the deadline of the proposal submission.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. So
Mhm.
एक हफ्ते में मैंने कुछ ना कुछ, तो क्योंकि वो प्रोजेक्ट को स्टडी भी करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि वो
Mhm.
दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट्स मेरे थे ही नहीं, मेरे इंटरेस्ट में थे नहीं. तो मैंने
Mhm.
स्टडी किया, एंड देन आई ट्राई टू ड्राफ्ट अ proposal, and then I send them for a review. And so again, it takes time for the review cycle to like give them review. So
Mhm.
इन सब में लाइक टाइम भी जा रहा है, एंड लाइक ओके, क्योंकि और जो प्रोजेक्ट था जिसमें मेरा सब रेडी था, एंड
Mhm.
देन आई वाज लाइक कि हाँ, तो उसका प्रपोजल लाइक आई वाज लाइक मैं आई वाज लाइक कि ठीक है, बाकी दोनों का तो देखूंगा, इसका तो एटलीस्ट कर दिया हूँ अभी तक, तो ये ज्यादा कॉन्क्रीट
Mhm.
स्टेज पे है, इसको अच्छे से और सॉलिड करता हूँ. यू नेवर नो इफ इट हेल्प्स. सो
Mhm.
मैं उस एक प्रपोजल को और अच्छा कर रहा हूँ, और इस दो प्रपोजल को भी ड्राफ्ट एक बना रहा हूँ कुछ भी करके. एंड देन आई
Mhm.
got an email on the last day of the proposal submission कि हाँ तुम अभी submit कर दो, and then we'll see. And so I was like okay, and then like they suggested some changes on the proposals कि ये
Okay.
modify करोगे तो it would be good. So I was like okay. So I did not have much time.
Just
हाँ
yeah, I
बोलो.
just want to mention specifically that we are talking about that time when there was no chat GPT or
No chat GPT,
stuff.
nothing. No, nothing,
Everything
none at
had to
all.
be done
Yeah, yeah,
manually
yeah,
ourselves. Every
yeah, yeah,
single word had to be written, typed
yeah, 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 yeah.
ourselves.
Everything.
So,
And like yeah, because it's a C++ code base, so उसको
mm,
समझने में जो time जाती है. So
yes,
yes, everything manually.
yep.
So I
Mm,
was like कि ठीक है, अभी ये changes suggestions आए हैं कि if you can do these changes on the proposal, it would be good. So I'm making the changes. I was like okay, जल्दी करना, and I was like,
mm,
so I remember like the deadline is usually like 11:30 in the night or something, and then I
mm,
submitted the proposal जो which like the mentor said कि इसमें बहुत competition है, so थोड़ा
mm,
chances slim है. So मैं वो
mm.
पहले सबमिट कर दिया, क्योंकि वो मेरा पूरा रेडी था. तो आई सबमिटेड
Okay.
दैट एट लाइक 11:20 और समथिंग, क्योंकि मैं तब तक बाकी दो
Wow.
प्रपोजल को बनाने में मैं था, व्हिच इज नॉट अ
Huh.
वेरी गुड आइडिया, क्योंकि बहुत गंदा टाइम मैनेजमेंट था. बट या, एंड देन आई वाज लाइक रशिंग थ्रू द अदर टू प्रपोजल्स कि कुछ ना कुछ लिख के बस कर दूं सबमिट, फिर देखेंगे कुछ अगर,
Right.
क्योंकि लाइक दे सेड कि हाँ तुम एक ड्राफ्ट कर दो, विल सी, विल कंसीडर इट, विल गिव यू मोर टाइम लेटर ऑन. सो आई वाज लाइक
Yeah.
ठीक है. So I somehow just wrote the other two proposals, and I was just about to submit the second proposal, and the clock ticked the deadline. So
Wow. Okay.
originally सिर्फ एक ही proposal मेरा submit हुआ, एंड उसी में
Okay.
सबमिट हुआ जिसमें बहुत कंपटीशन है, एंड जिसमें
Right.
मेंटोर बोले थे कि बाकी दो सबमिट करो क्योंकि उसमें ज्यादा कंपटीशन है नहीं, सो बिकॉज वी लाइक द वे यू आर आर्टिकुलेटिंग द प्रपोजल, सो
Mm,
मे बी वी विल सिलेक्ट यू इन द अदर टू प्रोजेक्ट्स. सो आई वाज
Okay.
लाइक ओके, अब तो ये होने नहीं वाला, क्योंकि मैंने जिसमें किया है उसमें कंपटीशन ज्यादा है, जिसमें है नहीं
Correct.
मैंने उसका किया ही नहीं है। तो आई वाज लाइक
Okay.
कि अब तो ये शायद से होने नहीं वाला, अभी गया, हाथ से छूट गया।
Mm-hmm.
तो अगेन फॉर द सेकेंड टाइम आई ऑलमोस्ट लॉस्ट होप कि शायद से इस बार भी होगा नहीं, जीसॉक छोड़ दो। छोड़ दो, क्योंकि लाइक दिस सेट कि हाँ इसमें
Yes.
ज्यादा कंपटीशन है ना। अब नाउ द डे ऑफ रिजल्ट्स केम, आई वाज लाइक चलो अब मैं कुछ प्रेशर
ज़्यादा
में था
उम्मीद
ही
नहीं है.
नहीं, मुझे पता नहीं कि
Hmm.
होने तो वाला है नहीं, उम्मीद तो मैंने छोड़ ही रखा है, अभी क्या होगा। बट again
Yes.
somehow like luck clicked, I was the one who got accepted for that project.
Wow.
And yeah, so I was like okay, thank god something happened.
Yay.
Okay, like I just did not expect.
Yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
this is something which I really like about the this Steve Jobs' thing called connecting the dots.
Mm-hmm.
बिकॉज आई फील लाइक अगर मैंने वो दो प्रोजेक्ट दो जो दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट से अगर मैंने उसका प्रपोजल सबमिट कर दिया होता, शायद से मुझे वो
Mm.
मिल जाते, क्योंकि दे वांटेड मी ऑन दैट प्रोजेक्ट।
Mm.
इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट इज जो बाकी दो प्रोजेक्ट है वो अभी और कंटिन्यू हो नहीं रहे हैं, और जो प्रोजेक्ट मैंने कर
Wow.
दिया था और वो ही
Mm-hmm.
अभी कंटिन्यू हो रहा है, एंड दैट इज अ पार्ट लाइक उस लाइक माय करंट डॉक्टर प्रोजेक्ट इज जस्ट एन एक्सटेंशन ऑफ दैट प्रोजेक्ट। So like
Wow.
I don't know, something it helped, like it connected the dots in the later on in the future. So yeah,
And
that's how.
till then, like also till joining and getting selected, तब तक भी you might not have thought in your farthest dreams or thoughts कि I will be continuing with CERN as
No,
such.
not at all. Yeah,
Soft
not at all. Not
सॉफ्टवेयर
at all.
डेवलपर कॉर्पोरेट जॉब की उम्मीद से ही कॉलेज में थे.
हाँ हाँ, the usual, like to be honest, हाँ यार वही था कि जीसॉक हो गया तो शायद से कुछ हेल्प होगी, शायद से कुछ
Yep.
रेफरल मिल जाएंगे, कुछ अप्लाई कर पाऊंगा
Mm.
जॉब, लेकिन इस इतने आगे का तो सोचा भी नहीं था उस टाइम तक।
Right.
बट अगर जीसॉक नहीं होता देन आई वुडंट हैव बीन इन सन नाउ, सो थैंक्स टू
Right.
जीसॉक, थैंक्स अ लॉट टू जीसॉक। या
Yeah, so मतलब जब GSOC खत्म हुआ, when you completed CERN's project, was it in the plan कि it will be continued further and you will be called again for the same project?
प्लान में ऐसा था नहीं, बट
Hmm.
लाइक आई आस्क्ड उस टाइम पे जो मेंटर थे मेरे, तो आई आस्क्ड हिम कि या आई वुड लाइक टू, क्योंकि
Hmm.
ऐसे भी प्लेसमेंट्स चल ही रहे थे, लाइक व्हाई नॉट
Hmm.
वर्किंग एट सन। तो उस टाइम हो
Hmm.
गया था इंटरेस्ट कि, क्योंकि तब तक मतलब when you work for like 10 weeks you get to know stuff and like okay, how is the organization working on and how stuff happens and everything. So
Hmm.
I asked him that yeah, I want to like get more involved with working at Sun, how can I do,
Hmm.
what are the things that I can do. So
Hmm.
he sent me okay, like there is this summer studentship position that you can apply, or a technical studentship
Hmm.
position. So summer studentship is the usual summer internship program for 3 months.
Hmm.
Technical studentship is like a 1 year long internship at Sun. So
Okay.
then I was like okay, I will apply. Then
Hmm.
so he suggested, like I asked him that should I directly apply for a job, or but he was like I would
Hmm.
suggest better apply for an internship first, because then you get more
Hmm.
acquainted with the doing the work here actually, so then you have more chances if you want to apply for a job next.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So, so yeah, tell me more about it. Like, when did you apply for, which year was it when you applied for a summer internship? And did you clear college placements or you opted out for it from it?
I did not opted out for college placements. I appeared for it, and yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody should actually opt out from college placements. Actually, I feel like it helps a lot to even build your profile. Like even if you want to work off site, like in some other companies, there is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should opt out, anyways. But yeah, that's my personal opinion. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I opted in, and then I got placed in one company in the month of October, I remember. Yeah. And but then I was also looking for like off-site, like off-campus placements and all opportunities. And so ultimately, I got into an off-campus placement. I got another job off-campus. So that was there. And then, like in the month of January, yes, January I applied for the CERN summer student program.
Okay.
This was also actually the second time when I was applying for the CERN summer student program. Like I applied for the first time into 2021 when I was rejected, but then GSOC ho
Mm,
gaya. And then
mm,
2022 January में I applied for the summer student program. And yeah, so I think I was lucky because like my supervisor from the GSOC, he was looking for someone for the summer student program, so he had a position
mm,
open. So
mhm,
thankfully, like because he had a position, so he took me. He like wrote a reference letter, and I got a position in his
mhm,
team directly. So
mhm.
then I got in the summer student program, and yeah, then like I worked in his team again for the summer internship. Yes, I yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's cool. So that was in the end of seventh semester.
नहीं, मैंने अप्लाई किया था एंड ऑफ सेवेंथ सेमेस्टर, बट आई joined at CERN at the end of eighth semester. Yeah, because
Okay.
like my thesis, like my research project and like presentation was over, everything
Mhm.
from university was over, and then I came to CERN on the 2nd of July. I started here like from the 4th of July
Okay. So
in
2nd of July
2020.
is my birthday, guys. So
Okay.
lucky day for.
It's nice. Then it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So वो decision making point क्या था कि I have to कि like I think definitely it was clear कि CERN मिला है तो CERN में ही जाना है, but still was there a discussion in at home कि should I go for job or should I go for research work at CERN?
I think I got lucky because like जब इंटर्नशिप खत्म हुआ एंड देन जब फुल
Hmm.
टाइम जॉब, तो मेरा
Uh-huh.
सन का जो समर इंटर्नशिप था वो इस इंटर्नशिप के बाद था. तो आई जस्ट आस्क्ड देम दैट
Okay.
कैन आई डिले द जॉइनिंग ऑफ फुल टाइम पोजीशन by 3 months, and they were
Okay.
fine with it. So
Hmm.
I think like I got lucky, and
Hmm.
yeah, so I just asked them that okay, can I, because I had a very good supervisor as well in that internship, and then like in my first job.
Okay.
So I just asked him that if it's fine, I really want to go to this place. It's a very cool, and I will learn something
Hmm.
interesting, something nice. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine by me. It's not a problem. Yeah, go ahead. It's because I mean you're learning something new skill. It's gonna be helpful for the company as well. So
Right. Right.
I
Right.
finished the internship in June, like by the end of June, and then I went to Sun for
Mhm.
the internship at Sun, and then I came back from Sun, and then I joined my job. So there was no overlap, so there was no issue, and so कोई था नहीं.
Wow, that was
Because I
perfect.
was like,
Yes.
हाँ, exactly. So I got lucky. So I was like, यार नहीं,
Mm.
सन तो जाना है. Like ये opportunity मिलती नहीं है, अभी मिली है, तो अभी छोड़नी तो नहीं है. So
Right,
yeah.
right. And this time you were in person, you were going in person.
Yes, this was in
Yeah.
person. Yes,
Wow.
exactly.
Mm.
This was in person. This that was like my first time even like traveling by an airplane. Like I never flew before in an airplane, and like I was so excited.
That
Yeah,
must be a different feeling. That must be
yeah,
a directly to Switzerland. Okay.
हाँ हाँ यार. So हाँ, that was
So,
something different. Yeah.
and how much intense the work was? Was it like did you get enough time to roam around the place and uh, see Switzerland, or you were most of the time into the work?
So the summer student program is also not just ki you are like working on a project, but it's also a learning program. So
Mm-hmm.
like in the first month, like for example, we have these lectures on physics, on mathematics, and computer science that the students can attend.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like there are outreach programs as well, there are other lectures as well. And also it kind of depends, so like it's just not just that you are here for just working on a project, so you just have to like work as an like a normal employee. It's more like a learning opportunity that you come and you visit the place and you get to meet very very brilliant scientists and learn from them. It's like more like a learning experience. And
Okay.
now the work part, it kind of depends which team, which department, which project you are on. There are
Mm-hmm.
some projects in which you have to be very rigorous onto it. There are some which is a bit more flexible, which is a bit more differently oriented, that you have a bit of flexibility. So yeah, but like the usual work day during my internship was like for example, in the first month we used to have these lectures in the first half, then after lunch we used to work. But like the work culture here, it's actually very nice. I had a really very good group of this summer interns during that time.
Mm.
So we used to travel almost every weekend. And the
Oh,
good part
okay.
of Switzerland is, like, if you are under 25, you
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of discounts on like suppose there, like for example, there is something called a 725 pass here. So like if you're under
Mm-hmm.
25 and if you get that pass, then anywhere in Switzerland you can travel for free after 7 p.m. So from 7 p.m.
Wow.
to next morning at 5 or 6 a.m., any
Mm-hmm.
train, any bus, any boat, any public boat is free. Don't have to pay anything
Wow.
at all. And even the pass
Mm-hmm.
is not very expensive. So we took that pass, and then like there is something in Switzerland called the half fare card, which is like if you get that card, then any other ticket you buy, you have to pay only the half of the amount. So we also got
Wow.
that card. So we traveled like a lot during that time. Like almost every weekend, we traveled some
Mm-hmm.
part of Switzerland. So because like we are like, okay,
Wow.
Switzerland mein hai, at least is country ko dekh lena chahiye. And then we had this passes, so
Yes.
we were like, okay, let's explore. So yeah,
Right. Right.
I traveled a lot during that time. Yeah, that was good time. I missed
Wow.
those
Wow.
people from the summer
Mm-hmm.
internship. Some of them are still here at CERN with
Mm-hmm.
in different contracts now, but
Mm-hmm.
some of them are like scattered around in the world with different positions and work. But yeah, that was a very good bunch.
Okay. Okay. So यहाँ तक भी you had a like short gig work, like not, यहाँ तक भी ऐसा नहीं था कि हम मैं आगे जाके full time CERN में ही काम करने वाला हूँ. So summer GSOC में थोड़े टाइम काम किए, then you worked for the student internship,
Huh.
and so इसके बाद you had to join your organization outside
Yes.
back in India.
Yeah.
So again, at the end of the internship, you must have thought कि full time role chances है या फिर uh, नहीं है. So what was that like?
सो हाँ, मतलब सर आने से पहले, मतलब जब ये
Mm,
समर स्टूडेंटशिप लग गई थी, आई वाज लाइक हाँ यार,
mm,
अभी तो कोशिश करना है कि इधर ही जॉब मिल जाए, फिर तो
okay.
बहुत मजा आएगा. लेकिन
Uh-huh.
पता नहीं था तब तक कि सर में कैसे होता है, लाइक हाउ, लाइक द यूजुअल जॉब एप्लीकेशंस कैसे होते हैं, और इज इट समथिंग
Mm-hmm.
डिफरेंट. एंड
Right.
सो अभी सर में क्या होता है ना कि there are like either you can get like this summer student internship, or there is something
Mm,
called a technical student thing, which is
mm-hmm.
like a 1 year internship, or you can be a
Right.
PhD student. So it's like you're doing your
Mm,
PhD over here. These are all student contracts.
correct.
Otherwise, there is a thing कि जहाँ पे आप as a fellow apply कर सकते हो. So you, which
Mm-hmm.
is like a more of like the usual job जैसे होते हैं industry में. So you can
Mm-hmm.
apply as like a early career fellow. It's like you just passed from your bachelor's or your
Mm-hmm.
master's, so you can apply for that. Or if you're an experienced guy, so if you have like, but for that, like you need a master's degree or a PhD degree, and then you can apply for it, which is like a senior research fellow. ये दोनों
Right.
होते हैं, और इन दोनों में क्या होता है कि 2 साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है, विच कैन बी एक्सटेंडेड टू 1 more year. सो इन टोटल यू कैन वर्क
Mm,
फॉर 3 years. बिकॉज
mm-hmm.
सन में यूजुअली सारे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लेवल पोजीशंस होता है, ठीक
Okay.
है. एंड ये 3 साल अगर आपने फेलो कर लिया, देन यू कैन अप्लाई फॉर अ एलडी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, विच इज अ लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. सो इट्स लाइक यू
Mm-hmm.
कैन स्टे एट सन फॉर 5 years, राइट.
Wow. Okay.
लेकिन ये भी लाइक परमानेंट नहीं है. 5 years,
Mm,
then that's it. Now after that, you can, if you want and if it's available, you can apply for an IC contract, which is an
mm.
indefinite contract. So
Okay.
सर में ऐसा होता है. So if you get any other contract, again you are there for that amount of duration. If you get an IC contract, you are there forever. If
Mm-hmm.
until if you want to leave, you can, but like that's how it works. So
Mm,
so after coming joining doing the summer internship, I found out about this कि ऐसा होता है. So I was like,
mm-hmm.
okay, तो ठीक है, इसमें भी ट्राई करते हैं. बट हाँ,
Right.
उस पॉइंट पे मेरी ये होप नहीं थी कि मुझे डॉक्टरल स्टूडेंट पोजीशन में जाना है. मेरी थी
Mm-hmm.
कि हाँ, क्योंकि टेक्निकल स्टूडेंट तो मैं और कर नहीं पाऊंगा, क्योंकि उसके लिए यू हैव टू बी अदर अ बैचलर और मास्टर स्टूडेंट. सो बाय दैट टाइम आई
राइट.
ग्रेजुएटेड, सो आई कैन नॉट डू इट. सो आई
हम्म.
वाज लाइक ठीक है, वो जॉब वाले में करके देखते हैं, जो फेलोशिप होता है,
हम्म.
अर्ली ग्रेजुएट फेलोशिप होता है.
हम्म.
सो उसमें आई अप्लाइड फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, आई गॉट रिजेक्टेड. एंड बट
हम्म.
उस टाइम मतलब मेरी उतनी प्रेशर थी नहीं, क्योंकि मेरी ऐसी जॉब थी उस टाइम. सो आई वाज लाइक फाइन,
हम्म.
ठीक है, देखते हैं. आई वाज इन दैट जॉब
हम्म.
एनीवे. एंड देन बट हाँ, एक क्या हुआ था कि बाय द टाइम, by the end of the summer internship, I figured
हम्म.
one thing, that yes, I want to do research and I want to do
हम्म.
some further education. So
ओके.
मेरी ये गोल हो गई थी. ये मेरी एक गोल ये थी कि अभी थोड़ा मास्टर्स में देखना है. अभी तक
हम्म.
पीएचडी का भी नहीं सोचा था, पीएचडी तो बहुत बाद में आया
ओके.
कि मास्टर्स के लिए भी
हम्म.
देखना है. तो उस टाइम आई स्टार्टेड अप्लाइंग फॉर मास्टर्स. दिस इज लाइक द mid of 2022. So I was applying for
ओके.
masters and all. And
सो
then
यहाँ से अब, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, बट यहाँ से just wanted to understand your focus, like
हाँ
your interest or your goal from becoming a software engineer at an organization moved to being a like going for masters now. ये
हाँ
पक्का हो गया था कि
हाँ,
यहाँ अब
ये हो गया
मास्टर्स
था.
करना.
अभी मास्टर्स
हम्म.
करना ये गोल हो गया था, क्योंकि
हम्म.
मुझे ये लग रहा था कि ना, हाँ अभी तक कि बैचलर से हो जाएगा, बाकी तो काम करेगा तो सीख जाएंगे. लेकिन आई
हम्म.
फिगर्ड कि हाँ थोड़ा, लाइक आई नीड सम मोर रिसर्च स्किल्स, थोड़ा लाइक थोड़ा एजुकेशन उसके लिए मुझे चाहिए. सो
ओके.
ये एक हो गया था. सो हाँ, लाइक बाय द एंड ऑफ सन समर स्टूडेंटशिप, that was clear that okay, education to chahiye. I still remember, like when I came to Sun, I had this
हम्म.
wish ki, kyunki Sun mein na, like the offices where Tim Berners-Lee created the World Wide Web, so they have marked
हम्म.
that corridors, that place. So मेरी ये wish थी कि हाँ यार वो जगह देखनी है, क्योंकि वो
हम्म.
मेरे उस टाइम में जो मेरी ऑफिस थी उससे बहुत नजदीक था, दूर था नहीं. तो मेरी विश थी कि हाँ,
हम्म.
ये जगह देखनी है. बट somehow मैं यहाँ पे 3 महीने रहा, मैं वो जगह ही नहीं गया. लाइक ऐसा नहीं कि वो दूर थी या कुछ था, मैं जस्ट सोच रहा था कि हाँ
हम्म.
जाऊंगा, हाँ वेरी सून विल डू इट, ये पास में ही तो है, कभी भी जा सकता हूँ. हुआ नहीं. तो
राइट.
ऑन द
राइट.
लास्ट डे ऑफ द समर इंटर्नशिप आई वाज लाइक कि यार, उस दिन मुझे याद आ रहा है कि यार यार ये नहीं हुआ, इतना कुछ देख लिया सन में, सब देख लिया, यही जगह नहीं देखा कि जहाँ पे वर्ल्ड वाइड वेब इन्वेंट हुआ था. तो आई वाज
वाह.
लाइक
ओके.
अभी यहाँ पे फिर वापस आना है, और ये जगह मैं पहले देखूंगा. तो जब मैं वापस आया, ये जगह था कि हाँ अभी तो ये पहले फर्स्ट थिंग आई विल सी एट सन इज द प्लेस.
ओके.
सो या.
सो फाइनली देख लिया आपने.
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
ओके. वाह, that's very interesting. So इसके बाद मतलब now you decided to go for masters, and फिर where did you apply and got selected?
सो आई अप्लाइड. सो मेरी ये थी कि मुझे थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट इधर ही ज्यादा था, यूके एंड यूरोप में मुझे ज्यादा था फॉर मास्टर्स,
Mm-hmm.
नॉट मच इन द यूएस.
Mm-hmm.
So I applied UK में. Like the first university where I applied was the University of Manchester, and then
Mm-hmm.
like I applied for some universities in Switzerland, in Finland, in Sweden. I like I remember I got accepted in this University of Manchester. Like that was the first
Mm-hmm.
acceptance I got, and
Okay.
yeah, like I really wanted to go there, but then the funding did not go through. I could not join masters that year.
Mm-hmm.
तो वो एक अलग सेटबैक वाला मोमेंट था, बिकॉज लाइक मतलब मास्टर्स एप्लीकेशंस आर लाइक वन ऑफ द मोस्ट टाइम कंज्यूमिंग एंड वेरी स्ट्रेसफुल फेज yet of my
Right. Right.
life.
And at that time आप क्या कर रहे थे?
I was working. I was
Mm.
still working in a job in as a software engineer.
Now
Like
I'm curious कि
हाँ
वो how much is that amount to do a masters in UK, right? Yeah.
हाँ. Like UK universities usually has this
Mm.
system where there is like a home fees and an
Mm.
international student fees. So home fees is for like the citizens of the UK, and international for everyone
True.
outside of the UK. And
Mm.
it can become quite expensive. Like for example, I mean it's not that expensive like how it is in the US, I think,
Mm.
but it's still quite expensive, because I remember for Manchester, it was £33,000 for the year. So this was just
Okay.
the tuition fees. So it's roughly
Mm.
33, 34 lakhs. Indian rupees at that time. And so
Wow.
if you include everything else like accommodation and food and everything, so you can like, I don't know, maybe like 40, 45, 46 something, like overall to 50 pakad ke chal, let's say. Like you have to keep some buffer
Hmm.
amount as well, right, if something goes wrong or something. So हाँ,
Correct,
ऐसा
correct.
something
Hmm.
था. I would say
Okay.
Manchester is still also not that expensive, because I remember at that time I was going through these places, like there are some UK universities जिसका like fees थे 45,000 pounds, 50,000 pounds for a
Hmm.
year. So
Hmm.
yeah, so वो एक setback थी, but
And
not.
again, अभी CERN कहाँ था पिक्चर में?
अभी कुछ था ही नहीं सन का भी और. So like
Okay, okay. हाँ.
I kept contributing to the projects जो कर रहा था. So मैं open source contribution कर रहा था.
Hmm.
And again, like I think I get very lucky with this like seniors or mentors, because again, like the GSOC mentor who became my supervisor during the summer internship, so he used to
Hmm.
write me all these recommendation letters.
Hmm.
So बस अभी उतना ही था कि मैं ऐसे ओपन सोर्स कंट्रीब्यूशन कर रहा था, एंड आई वाज इन टच विथ हिम, सो ही यूज्ड टू राइट मी ऑल दिस रिकमेंडेशन लेटर्स. सो बट या दैट
Hmm.
वाज, sun was only that in the picture in like in 2023.
Okay.
Fear actually, like I talked to someone who was there in my company at that time about like yeah, like I wanted to take his suggestions because he was a PhD. So I wanted to
Hmm.
take his suggestions that like, okay, what should I do? Like these are my interest, and this is why I could not go this year. And I really love research. What is the path that I should take? What will you suggest? Like if you can give any suggestions at all. So
Hmm.
actually, he was the person who told me that if you want to do research in machine learning in AI, why can't you just directly apply for a PhD? And so I was like,
Hmm.
wait, does it even possible, like without a master directly doing a PhD? So he said, yeah, that's possible. There are many universities which allow that, so you can try researching about it. And I was
Okay.
like, wait, then is it even like, what if I am not good for a PhD? What if I don't want to do a PhD? So he was like,
Hmm.
but he was like, just ask yourself, do you want to be in
Hmm.
research or you don't? If you want to be in
Hmm.
research, then doing a PhD is not an issue at all, because even PhD will actually help you a lot doing a research.
Right.
So then I like, okay, let me talk. So then I talked to some more people, like who were
Okay.
doing the PhD at that time. Ki, yaar, like how is it
Hmm.
going? Like how what it happens in a PhD. Uh,
Hmm.
so then I talked to these people, and then I found out, okay, like this is how a PhD thing happens,
Okay.
works, and what
Hmm.
you exactly do in a PhD, and how, what it all happens.
This was still in 2023, right?
Yes, this is like the we are in the last quarter of 2023 at this time. So I
Okay.
was like, okay, not bad.
Hmm.
PhD sounds a bit interesting now, and like
Hmm.
because the main thing is with PhD you get funding, you get like
Hmm.
confirmed funding, so you don't have to worry about the money problem at all. So that problem
Correct.
just gets solved. You have to work more, but the money thing will
Hmm.
it's not a problem anymore. So I was like, ठीक है,
Hmm.
कर सकते हैं, कोशिश करने में क्या ही जाता है, क्योंकि मैं anyway I was applying for masters, some other masters, or which are like even which are maybe not that expensive or like easier to get. So I was applying for it. I was like, ठीक है, करके देखते हैं, अगर
Hmm.
हो गया तो हो गया, अदरवाइज मास्टर्स, क्योंकि uh, हाँ आई वाज लाइक कि ठीक है, नहीं तो मास्टर्स ही कहीं करेंगे, वर्स्ट के सिनेरियो जॉब तो है ही, लाइक नो लॉस सिचुएशन में तो चल ही रहा हूँ, कुछ ना कुछ तो हो ही
Right,
जाएगा,
right.
निकल तो जाएगा,
Hmm.
करके देखते हैं, अगर अगर रहा किस्मत में ऐसे. So then I started applying for like PhD positions.
Hmm.
And like application for a master's and application for PhD is very different. ये मुझे पता नहीं
Okay.
था पहले, क्योंकि मास्टर्स में
Hmm.
क्या होता है कि like you submit your this like your CV, maybe a cover letter or a statement of purpose, and that's it.
Hmm.
You fill a form, that's it, and then you wait. For PhD, it depends on the university, it depends on the professor, it depends on the project. Like you, maybe you have to write a proper research plan, how you will approach
Hmm.
this project, how you will do, how what can be
Hmm.
your approach, what can be your plan of it. Or maybe you have to appear for a test, maybe you have to appear for a viva and all. So because every department, every university, every professor has a different style of choosing their PhD students. So but हाँ, सीखने को मिला बहुत कुछ ऐसे करके. एंड देन हाँ 2024 फिर शुरू हुआ, फिर देन आई वाज लाइक waiting for this PhD, क्योंकि PhDs में usually you will have an interview,
Mhm.
like 99% केस में हर सबका होता है. Like your supervisor for that project will take an interview to see how you're aligning with the project and all. And
Mhm.
then so this is the time where like I was like, I pivoted from masters to PhD कि चलो अभी PhD देखते हैं.
Wow.
So I
Mhm.
would say I would say how funding was one of the major reasons. I mean, research I also wanted to do, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think yeah, मतलब एक होता है ना कि जो भी होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. So I think like that happened.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So again, like, you are still working as a software engineer. You are looking for masters,
Mhm.
and masters seems to be expensive. And
Yeah,
then you got to know, okay, I can directly skip to the good part,
yeah.
or
Oh,
the
saying that a good
right.
part, that's a courageous thing.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I don't know whether it was, but definitely it must
It's
be
interesting
good
part, I
only.
would say. It's interesting part.
Yeah. So फिर again now CERN कैसे आया वापस? Because I see कि ये इतना इतना continuous नहीं था.
ना
It
ना
is like कि घूम फिर के वहां पे आ रहे हैं वापस.
हाँ. So this now
Hmm.
like फिर तो ये applications चल रहे थे, PhD interviews and all were going through, and then
Mhm.
it was like May of 2024. And so my son supervisor was writing me these recommendation letters. So like my supervisor who was there during my summer internship and also my GSOC.
Mhm.
So he knew that I'm
Okay.
looking for PhDs because he's writing me recommendation letters. So one day
Okay.
suddenly just like a message pops up that are you free for a meeting? And so I went into
Mm.
the meeting, and then he says, so I got some new funding, and there is a position opened in my team for a PhD
Mm.
project. Would you like to be back? And I was like,
Wow.
oh wow. It's like jingle bells. Of course.
Yes.
So I said, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, sure. So then like he took me through the project, what's the idea, what they want to do and all. So like by that time, to be honest, I knew that CERN has these positions for doctor students, but again मुझे भी ये डिटेल में पता नहीं था कि क्या होता है डॉक्टर स्टूडेंट. लाइक समर इंटर्नशिप,
Mhm.
yeah, like you just come, you work for a project. Technical
Mm.
internship is just a 1 year internship, same thing. But
Mhm.
PhD project, that's what actually it has, I did not know by then.
Mm.
And then I found out, okay, so basically the thing is you have to be affiliated to a university because CERN can't give you a degree because CERN is not an education
Mm.
institution.
Okay.
So you have to be affiliated to a different university who then gives you the degree. So you need to be affiliated to a group or a team of a university as well, जिनके goals and तुम्हारे सन के टीम के goals पे थोड़ा aligned हो ताकि overlap
Mhm.
रहे. And तो ऐसे होने चाहिए. So then my supervisor said, yeah, ये है. अब I was like, yeah, sure, it's fine by me. Of course, I want to join. And
Mhm.
then, but the only hurdle in this case was getting a university.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, so what can we do? So then my son supervisor, he said, the only problem with you is you do not have a master's. And
Mm.
getting a PhD position in Europe without a master's is difficult because in the US it's easy because what they do is they just add some, like if you just had a bachelor's and you are going for PhD directly, you have to do some master's
Mm.
courses in your first year. So it adds
Okay.
up and then it makes it's fine. Usually that is not how it happens in Europe. Usually in Europe, usually you have to do a master's, then only you can progress for a PhD.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, then what's the plan? So
Yeah.
then again, he's very kind to search for universities for me. So like he knew some
Mm.
professors from some universities, so he talked to them on me. And I was also searching for this if like I get to be affiliated because it's like now right at this point, like it does not matter which university I get affiliated because anyway I'm not working in anything on the university. The university does not have to pay me because I will be funded
Mm.
by Sun, so it's fine. So now I knew a professor from the University of Manchester itself, who was working on something similar at that time.
Mm.
on which research, my doctoral research was. So I just like emailed her, like how we do for job, like cold emailing. So I just emailed her like a cold email, like, okay,
Okay.
this is something, and I got this position, and with this person from CERN, like I just need someone to host me into their team in the university, then I can do my research, my PhD at CERN. And so
Mm-hmm.
luckily she, like my university professor and my son supervisor, so they knew each other beforehand because they used to collaborate on
Mm-hmm.
a project as well. I mean, they're still
Okay.
collaborating within a project. And so she said, yes, yes, that's, of course, that sounds good to me because the project is interesting, and
Mm-hmm.
I could host you, I could be your university supervisor, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But now again the next hurdle comes up, which so actually I asked my son supervisor that can we go to a US university, because again US
Mm.
universities ko masters ka issue to hai nahi, so can we just go
Right.
there. So he
Mm-hmm.
said the only problem is US universities has a tuition fee, and Sun cannot fund your tuition fee. Sun will only give you like a subsistence allowance, which is like a stipend, and you have to figure it. Everything else you have to figure it by yourself. It was like
Mm-hmm.
Sun will not pay the tuition fee separately. And so
Okay.
with in Europe, usually PhDs does not have a tuition fee.
Mm.
UK has, US has.
Mm.
So yeah, so that problem again came up with the this University of Manchester thing, because my university supervisor is like, I can take you, but the problem is how
Mm.
will we pay the tuition fees, because Manchester has high tuition fees, and Sun will not pay it. So either I pay it from my stipend or we don't know. So again, like
Mm.
I got again very lucky because they
Mm.
waived off my tuition fees and
Wow.
from Manchester. So when they say waive off, it's like, because like Manchester needs the tuition fee, so they need in their accounts the money should be from somewhere. So basically they
Mm-hmm.
paid my tuition fees from their department budget. So I was
Wow.
like, okay, I never expected that someone will be that
Yeah.
kind enough to do this for me. So I was like, thank you very much.
Exactly.
Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like I owe you a very big thing. I can't even say how grateful I am to you. So
Right.
then and like then I told this to my son supervisor, and he said, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no worry at all, because we have worked before. So because you need a synergy between both of your supervisors, because if they don't get along well, then you will not be doing good research, because they should have good
Mm-hmm.
overlap with their work. Otherwise, because the problem is the Sun is funding the project, so you have to do the
Mm.
major work at Sun, but the project should be some useful to the university. Otherwise, why will they give you the degree? There's no point of them giving the degree, right? So there should be good overlap between it. Them. So
Right.
thankfully, like they had this good alignment. So yeah, so then we did all the paperwork, and then it went through. So actually originally I was supposed to start in September, but then with this some like this all formalities and all, it got a bit delayed, and then I started in January finally. And then yeah, we here
Wow.
we are.
That was an amazing journey.
So like
And
I yeah,
this is like unbelievable.
I still sometimes, to be honest, I still feel like I still feels like a dream, to be honest, because I never
Yeah.
expected, like, because as I said, Manchester was the first university where I got accepted for the masters, and then I had to say it
Uh-huh.
no because of the money, and then
Mm.
now I'm doing the PhD over there. So like somehow the dots connected. So
Right. Exactly.
yeah, like right now I feel like उस time में ना बहुत regret था कि यार okay I'm not doing the masters, but now I feel like
Mm.
okay it was good I did not do the masters, नहीं तो पहले
Yes.
masters खत्म
Exactly.
करके फिर PhD करनी पड़ती. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, something somehow things clicked. I think I really got lucky with everything. So yeah.
Wow. That was a great journey to know about. And I don't think it will be possible for everyone. It was a mixture of like luck and so much of hard work and persistence. So
Hi,
amazing.
thank you,
So
thank you.
अभी अभी हम लोग will come to we have talked so much about joining CERN.
Mhm.
Now we need to talk like what is working at CERN is like what CERN is about, what are the different departments, what you are working on,
Mhm.
and yeah, please.
So basically CERN is like the largest scientific facility in the world, which
Mhm.
host multiple experiments who are researching particle physics. When we say
Okay.
particle physics, it's like understanding how and what electrons, or like neutrons, protons, what they are made of, or how they, why they
Mhm.
behave, how they behave and all. So that's the, like, the overall thing about, like, to understand particles.
Mhm.
But to do that, this is one misconception, that okay, then maybe everyone who is working at CERN is somehow doing physics, but that is
Mhm.
not, because there are many people who are doing computing, because you need
Mhm.
uh, very high quality, high grade, high efficient computing to do that research. There are civil
Correct.
engineers, electrical engineers, electronic engineers. There are
Mhm.
theoretical physicists. There are mathematicians. So from people from, like, there are even biologists, because
Mhm.
there are teams at CERN who are understanding, who are like researching cancer therapy using radiation.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
there are anthropologists, there are sociologists, there are communicators who are at CERN. So there are like a variety of people. Like, you pick a occupation, there is a high chance you will find someone at CERN doing something on it.
Mhm.
And yeah, and so now coming to the computing part, we need computing, of course, because so what happens is there are this different experiments at CERN. So for
Mhm.
example, there is an experiment called the Atlas experiment,
Yeah.
and like there are experiments like CMS, there are experiments like Alice, LHCb, and within that experiment there are many others. These four are the major experiments of the LHC, which we call as the
Mm.
Large Hadron Collider.
Right.
And so what they basically do is they smash particles. Like for example, they take a proton, like they take a bunch of protons, they accelerate it in the ring, and then they smash them, and then they study what
Okay.
happens after the smash, just to understand what might have happened during the big bang, and how we develop, like how the planets get developed, how we became humans, what has happened in the very, like, particle level, like molecular nuclear level.
Right.
So the data that they generate, so we
Mhm.
need people from computing background to understand that data, analyze it, finding interesting events from that data.
Mhm.
And so they use like machine learning models to go through that data, because it's like a very huge amount of data that they have to analyze, and to
Right.
find out good patterns, interesting patterns, or something like anomaly, like okay, this is not going along with the current theory of physics that we have, so maybe there is something that we
Mhm.
already don't know. Or they're like people from networking, because if you have to transport so much amount of data, you need high quality network infrastructure to do it. So there are people
Right.
from cloud, there are people from security, so they're like from almost every domain of computer science, there is someone who is working at CERN. So
Okay.
that was the, like, the computing part.
Mhm.
Now my work comes here. So when I said the detectors at CERN, they are producing data. So basically they are doing some experiments, and they're
Mhm.
producing data, but it is at a very highly tremendous rate. So they produce
Mhm.
data 100 terabytes every second. it's like
Wow.
it's like just too much data every second.
Yeah. Right.
So, it's not only physically impossible to store all of that data somewhere, it's not
Yeah.
feasible technically as well. And so CERN uses these systems, which we call as triggers, whose job is
Mhm.
to go through all that data and only, and like filter out most of it. So
Okay.
like from, they filter out like about 99% of the data. So from
Mhm.
like 100 terabytes per second, it's like they produce, like, having data 40 million times every second, they have to tune it
Mhm.
down to 100,000 times per second. So it's like a very massive decrease of the data rate. So for
Correct.
this, they use these systems called triggers. And
Mhm.
on those triggers, like they use machine learning models, also
Mhm.
some statistical algorithms to go through all that data and then analyze it, and then like basically do a classification, that is this data even necessary? Is this data even worthy to, like, for offline analysis, or is it not?
Mhm.
If it's not worthy, we are just going to delete it. We're just not going to keep it at all. If it's important, then we are going to keep it for like further offline analysis. So we'll store it somewhere.
Mhm.
So for that reason, the machine learning models that we use, not only they have to be correct, like accurate, because if they say that this data is of no use, that data is deleted forever. Like that data is not
Mm-hmm.
never gonna be there ever again. So we might lose some very interesting physics results. And so
Mm.
they have to be very accurate and they have to be very fast. Like the
Correct.
machine learning models that they're running, it has to be as efficient as possible. So
Mm-hmm.
now my research is to make sure we develop machine learning models which are uh, not only are efficient but also, and sorry, not only accurate and precise but also as fast as possible. So it's
Correct.
like when you have a set of this data, very data coming at a
Mm.
very high speed, like at a very high data rate, my machine learning models should be able to take those and like produce the output as fast and with as low least memory as possible. So that was my
Wow.
research
Mm.
going on. Yeah. So it's mostly
That's
like on
amazing.
optimizing the
Yeah.
machine learning processes. Like yeah, something on optimization.
So now you are enrolled as a doctoral student. Now, how will your life be forward? Like, what is the duration first, and what are you looking after that?
So the CERN doctor student program, may I have like a contract for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like I'm almost finishing my first year now. So I have 2 more years remaining. सो अभी तक एग्जैक्टली तो सोचा नहीं है कि उसके बाद क्या करना है, मतलब नॉट अ
Mm-hmm.
वेरी कॉन्क्रीट डेफिनेट प्लान.
Mm-hmm.
इतना है कि हाँ रिसर्च में तो रहना ही है. बट वन थिंग विच आई फील आई विल नॉट बी वेरी गुड एट, सो मेरा क्या होता है ना कि व्हेन आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर कि क्या करना है, आई डू
Mm-hmm.
द ऑपोजिट. आई थिंक अबाउट व्हाट आर द थिंग्स आई एम वेरी श्योर क्या नहीं करना है, कि चलो ये एटलीस्ट
Okay.
पिक्चर से बाहर है तो थोड़ा क्लैरिटी बेटर हो
Mm.
सकती है. तो एक
Right.
चीज जो मुझे लगती है कि आई विल नॉट बी वेरी गुड एट इज बिकमिंग अ प्रोफेसर. सो बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक आई कैन डू दैट एंड इट्स अ वेरी huge responsibility if someone wants to become a
Mm.
professor. So if you're not
Mm.
very good in teaching, because just being good at your work or good in science does not necessarily mean you can be good in teaching as well, because that's a different skill
Mm.
completely at all. So and I
Right.
don't think I'm very good in that, so wo picture se at least bahar hai. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and so so research में रहना है. If I don't know if it will be in academic research or industry research or like yeah, research in labs like CERN. But yeah, something in machine learning, something in AI always sounds interesting. One thing I
Okay.
love the fact working at CERN is like they give us a lot of freedom to explore different domains. So like I get
Okay.
that. I mean, it's but you have to find the time for it, of course. But I get the opportunity
Mm.
to talk to people, because like my job does it's not a lot about developing language models,
Mm-hmm.
because they are not very much used at CERN right now. But I still get to talk to people who are working on
Mm.
language models or like foundation models, and like how they're doing it, what they're doing it. I get talk to people who are working on like embeddings or vision models or different models. Like basically, I
Right.
get to talk to people who are work not work or who are like working on something which I am not doing currently. So it
Mm-hmm.
always helps to find out and like okay, where the industry or where the whole world is moving, what may be
Mm.
next. So that helps to find out. And yeah, I feel like yeah, that network, that community thing is very helpful essentially in anybody's career. So बाकी
Okay.
देखते हैं क्या होता है. Let's see what happens, what is there in future.
Yeah, right. अभी तो काफी टाइम है सर में ही बाकी.
हाँ जी.
So, so that is cool. Okay. ठीक है. तो इसके बाद I would actually like to ask, maybe it might sound silly, but for a person like me, so I'm 25, just a BTech graduate, 3 years of
Okay.
industry experience.
Mhm.
So, is there a place for me at CERN if I try to?
Oh, definitely there is. There is no
So,
question about it. There is
okay.
definitely a place at CERN
Mm.
for like anybody who's even watching this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I said, like CERN may there is no usual like the concept of a usual job thingy is not there. You first start in
Mm-hmm.
a contract, so it's like a contractual
Okay.
role in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be in a contractual role for a good long time if you want to like keep continuing at CERN, and then at a certain point, if you get an IC contract, then yeah, you are here for indefinitely.
So I wanted to ask you, like, where should I start with if I want to go into CERN? Like, I should go to the website, apply in the career section, or because now no, I cannot take a part in student openings. So in on that, should I just go to the careers portal in CERN if there is any, or how should I go?
uh, if you are applying, so like as you said, like you're not a student anymore, so you cannot apply
Mm-hmm,
for any of the student positions. Yeah, if you want to apply for if you want to do a PhD at CERN, so you can then apply for the doctor student position, of course. Or else, like if you want to just work like a normal engine, like a usual engineer position, then CERN में एक होती है कि एक fellowship होती है which we call it as an origin fellow, which is
mm-hmm,
like for entry level graduates. So like you have just passed a bachelor's or just passed a master's, you can apply for it.
mm-hmm,
That is one thing.
mm-hmm,
Or else there is another thing which is an experienced graduate, which we call it as a quest fellowship,
mm-hmm,
जहाँ पे you need at least a master's degree with at least 2 years of
mm-hmm.
experience for it, or a PhD
Okay.
degree, and then you can apply for it. You
Mm-hmm,
can get all these details in the careers.cern website. So they have like
mm-hmm,
mentioned all these details and like which team is hiring right now and everything. There is another thing. So these two that I said are like the fellowship positions. So they have like 3 years contract. The other thing is called a LT contract, which
mm-hmm,
where you can say like even if you have just a bachelor's degree, you can say that I have more experience, so I'm eligible for the work, which is like a 5 year contract, which is yeah, like which is not like a fellowship, so it's like a more like a long duration contract.
mm-hmm,
So you can even apply to that. uh yeah, if you are a if so for becoming an for getting an indefinite contract, if I remember correctly, you have to first become a like get this LD thing, like the long duration
mm-hmm,
contract, like the 5 year thing, and then you can apply for the IC, like the indefinite contract.
mm-hmm,
So that's how the usual process is. So like I know many people who started at CERN as a summer intern, then did the technical internship for 1 whole year, then stayed for 3 years for their PhD, then did a
mm-hmm.
fellowship for 3 years, and then they did got the 5 year thing, and then they got just the indefinite contract for to like stay here forever.
Okay.
So there are also people who like just have one after other, they just keep continuing in the trajectory, and yeah, so yeah.
Okay. So
Did I
quick
answer?
follow-up. Do I,
Yeah.
yeah, do I need to know a lot of maths and physics to be a part again? Or,
Depends on the role you're applying for. Um,
mm-hmm,
so if your role does not need any physics, you don't need to any physics at all. If you
mm-hmm,
want to, or you are applying for a role which needs a bit of physics knowledge, then maybe.
okay,
But otherwise, yeah, it's kind of role dependent, because like there are roles where you don't even need to learn any C++, it's just
mm,
Python or just JavaScript. There are roles where you need to learn only C++, does not matter how
mm,
many languages you know, does not matter, you just need to learn good C++. So it's kind of role dependent. But like if you're applying
okay.
for a physicist position, then to
Yeah,
physics आनी
definitely.
चाहिए.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes, right. That's very cool. So, and by any chance, have you watched the series The Big Bang Theory?
Oh yes, I have watched it completely, and I'm a very very big fan of it. Yes, and yes, I have
Right,
seen the episodes where Sheldon is dying to go at like come at sun, and
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so how much in general do people at CERN watch this series or discuss about it? Because when I saw that series, it was all about science, maths, and like combining them with general life. And I just feel like, okay, so science, this must be the favorite show for scientists and research students. So
Uh,
yeah.
Actually, there are quite a lot of people who love that series. So, like, I've
Yeah.
seen them discussing about Big Bang Theory and like talking about it and mentioning the
Hmm.
references, the scientific references. And
Right.
yeah, but like talking about the people, I really love the fact that there are people who are working tirelessly on some scientific problem in the morning, and in the evening you can see them working on something very different, something that they truly love, they are passionate about. Someone is doing some form of dancing, someone in dramatics, someone in painting, like every variety. Like there are someone who is going for swimming, someone for paragliding, someone for I don't know, like this hill climbing or
Right.
skiing. Like there are so many different clubs at CERN, and there are so many activities going on almost every day.
Hmm.
Like yeah, like at times it feels a bit कि यार अभी ये मतलब ये होता है कि थोड़ा मतलब इंटिमिडेटिंग लगता है कि ये ज्यादा ही हो रहा है,
Yeah.
मतलब किस में जाना चाहिए, कि सारे इंटरेस्टिंग लग
Correct.
रहे हैं.
Correct.
सो एक वो हो
हाँ
जाता है
हाँ.
कि मतलब
Hmm.
मेरे साथ तो पहले फर्स्ट 3 मंथ्स मेरा यही हो रहा था कि मैं मंडे इस क्लब के इवेंट में जा रहा था, ट्यूसडे उस क्लब के इवेंट में, वेंसडे किसी में कहीं पे, कि ओके इनिशियली ठीक
हाँ.
है, हेल्प्स आल्सो टू बिल्ड द नेटवर्क. बट
Hmm.
देन आई वाज लाइक नहीं यार, अभी थोड़ा फिल्टर करना पड़ेगा, अभी कुछ कुछ ज्यादा ही ये मतलब हो रहा है मूवमेंट की,
Hmm.
इतना भी नहीं.
Hmm.
So yeah, but like yeah, you get to meet people who are like super smart, super kind, and super helpful.
Hmm.
And like almost everyone has like some other talent in addition to their main job. Like someone is good in, I don't know, yeah, like like मैं इतना वैरायटी मुझे पहले पता भी नहीं था. Like someone is good in
Hmm.
this sailing, someone is good in powerlifting, someone is good
Right.
in volleyball, basketball. Like you name the stuff, I know someone who is good in this now. So
Wow.
it's like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, and like it's a very good culture, I think, because people are very like collaborative. They want to
Hmm.
learn, they want to like exchange knowledge, they want to grow together. And like yeah, like after this office hours, we like you're not like you are free to do something else in your life. Like for example, every Friday in the evening, like for example today is a Friday, so in the evening we are like there is a restaurant at Sun, which is like the restaurant one, and we call it R1 in short. So every Friday in
Wow.
the
Okay.
evening, people from different groups, we just go there, we sit, like we talk, just chat, and okay, how was your week, what happened. So there's like
Hmm.
this, like there is this thing called Fridays at R1. Like it's nothing official, but just we know that everyone will be there at R1 every Friday in the evening, just to talk,
Okay.
chat, or like have a drink and talk about something. So
Yep.
yeah, it's a very very nice atmosphere. I feel, you feel very
Hmm.
motivated to feel that okay, at this place some important stuff is going on. And it also helps you to build a sense of responsibility and like do good
Hmm.
stuff, good work in your job as well. So yeah. um,
Yeah. So for all those who think that scientists are nerdy and boring, no, they are not.
what's wrong with being nerdy? Why can't you be nerdy and fun at the same time? Why not? Yeah,
Yeah. Right. We all are.
exactly.
Yes. So
So
with
like
that.
just do what you want to do. Yeah.
So with that, we move to the end of this amazing discussion. It was so lovely to talk with you, Daya, and wow, it was an amazing discussion. I want to ask you, how are you feeling after going through all this uh, discussion and journey all again?
Oh, I actually felt very good, honestly.
Mhm.
Like it's been some time that I went through every stage and what all has happened like in the last 2 3 years.
Mhm.
So that was good, like going through the memory and like thinking about everything that has happened. So that was good. Thanks for
Yes,
inviting me this talk. I hope I
yeah,
was able to share something interesting or like
definitely.
useful.
Thank you for accepting this and sharing your journey. So, yeah, with that, we would conclude this discussion. Thank you so much, Sanjeevan Bhaiya, again.
Thank
And
you.
I hope in the coming years, we will do another session where we will have more discussion about more things, more of your experiences. That would be amazing. So, yeah, thank you everyone for being there. You want to share anything else, Sanjeevan Bhaiya?
नहीं यार, बहुत बहुत बात कर लिया, but it was fun. It was fun talking to you, and
Yeah,
yeah, just keep
yeah,
keep doing, keep working what you love, and everything will be
yeah,
great.
yes. So, and in सबके साथ do like this video, share this video
Yes,
because ये सब मेरे को बोलना जरूरी है. I say I will get much more motivated and do subscribe to the channel. So thank you everyone, and we will meet again in another episode of Let's Talk with Ankur Khandelwal. Thank you.
thank you, thank you.